want more people to feel amazing, the way I feel. I feel so good. I have no pain, no stress. My body works in balance, I would say almost to perfection. And since I learned Chinese medicine, I understood how the body works, how the mind works, how energy is operating. I want to share that with more people. So more people will get into their, what I call soul mission, and come closer and closer until they can walk their soul path, their soul mission, and find joy and happiness in what they do. I think it's important. I went through several transitions. I used to consider it as rebirth several times in my life. When I was 18, I was invited to the Air Force in Israel and to have the opportunity to be a pilot. And I took the opportunity. And I said yes. I actually said even more. I said it's either the top, which is fighter pilot, Tom Cruise, Top Gun, or nothing. I chose that and I pushed through, and I was 8 years a fighter pilot. When I decided to leave because it was time, after 8 years giving, then I again didn't know who I'm going to be and what is next. And then I had several professions that I went through, also because of the social pressure to be something, right? You need to be a lawyer, you need to be an accountant, you need to be a doctor, you need to be successful. I said, really? Why people tell me what I need to be? And then step by step, moment by moment, I was keep on exploring and really listening inside, internally, to what my soul is here to do. I was on a new phase in my life and really was asking, what is there for me? And I learned about meditations. So I said, okay, I will sit in meditation and I will hold the question, which is, what am I here for? Why am I here for? It started even before what. I pointed it out to the air, to the universe. And I was holding it through meditations about a year. And then one night, under the stars, in a little tiny festival, I remember that the answer came very clear. And I was tearing out of bliss to understand that my mission here is to help people. It was a knowing within my whole body. The funny thing is that I had 3 little booklets of introduction to something, knowledge about reflexology, bridge, and traditional Chinese medicine. And I was opening the traditional Chinese medicine thing. And the first thing I saw was the symbol of yin and yang. And the symbol of yin and yang for me was, since I was young, I remember, always an attractive thing. And many times in my life, I was criticizing myself. Why I like this symbol? It's such a cliche, like it's everywhere. I said, okay, I like it. I admitted. And then 2 years prior to that, I already started practicing Tai Chi Chuan and slowly gained self-confidence and mastering that. And then that moment came and I opened the book and I see the yin and yang. And the yin and yang is the symbol that in China is called the Tai Chi, the supreme ultimate. But it was on a traditional Chinese medicine book. And I open another page and I start reading that the healing with acupuncture and the foundation of Chinese medicine is based on that symbol, on the yin and the yang. And it was such a wow. And then I read through and I understand that in a way my prayers to what I want to do in my life were answered in that moment, because I was asking to do something that I could travel the whole world with, that will be light, easy to carry, and I will be able to receive the exchange, money, and on top of that, it came that I could help people feel better. And then it was like explosion in my mind. It was like, I also understand that I don't even need to speak the language of the people, because I can just feel the pulse, maybe check their tongue, and see their patterns, how they walk, how they sit, how they talk, know what to do. And that's one of the main things that I carry until now. Even in my bag now, I have some needles if somebody needs. The name Orpheus came to me through the Greek mythology and the Greek gods. Apollo was actually the one that gave this name to one of his sons. And messengers of Apollo came to meet me in a far corner of Australia, which I was heading one way to change my life completely from where I was to where I don't know. And halfway through, there was a huge traffic jam, which made me think, I don't want to stand in a traffic jam. I want to go to the beach. And I took a turn right. And I turn right, the road ends, there's a nice beach, and there's some people there having fun, having a picnic, I think. And they called me to join them, and they asked what's my name, and they couldn't pronounce my original name. And they said, no, your name is Orpheus. And I said, Orpheus? They said, yes, your name is Orpheus. From now on, this is your name. It's much easier, it's much better. And I was like, wow, thank you. I received the name from Greek people that were also there, didn't want to stand in traffic jam. And they invited me for food, so it was a big feast to receive my new name. And it started with the stage name, and then it became my name because I saw the magic of Orpheus or Orpheus in the Greek mythology, who brought the wisdom to the people through music, art, and poetry. And why B? So there are two answers. First of all, plan A is not so successful, so I chose plan B. The second thing is that my whole motto in life, since I gained self-awareness and understood what is my path and where do I sit comfortably, was to reach the stage of just be. The state of just being, for me, is after we go through the process of self-awareness, self-understanding or self-realization. Some people can say enlightenment, however you call it. But it's a stage of understanding what is being. We are beings, right? We are human beings. And we are here on this planet to experience the world through our existence. When people ask me like, so what did you do yesterday? And what I say, I don't know, I don't remember. I'm here now, and this is who I am. There are cases where people very challenging to be healed. For me, it's again the deepest understanding of I have to trust that if someone does not receive my healing, my guidance, my support, is because they are not ready. There is something in them that is not ready to transform or to convert. A stagnation, a block, a lesson that they didn't learn yet. And if someone is not ready to receive everything or take the commitment and take also some kind of level of self-responsibility, I usually consider that I do my best and I let them be in their journey. And also sometimes I can admit that maybe I'm not the best for them. And there are other people that are doing something that is better for them in the tools, in the education, in the inspiration and so on. We live in a world of experiences. We are born and understand the world and perceive the world through experiences. We are born with 5 senses: taste, hearing, smelling, touch, and so on. And the 6th sense is our thought. So we experience the world moment by moment. So of course, experience for me is the #1 teacher. If I learn something through experience, we call it applied wisdom. The real wisdom is not wisdom that is learned through books, encyclopedia, or friends that telling us something. It's by the direct experience. That's even Buddha's teaching, and I'm a student.